What's going on, everyone? Y'all already know who it is, your boy Firedragon CK back again for another video. Hey, listen, man. Guys, today we are going to do a comprehensive review. It's going to be a nice open discussion and a review regarding one of the greatest fighting games of all time, in my personal opinion. And I'm talking about the latest installment of a franchise I consider to be one of the top 3 greatest fighting game franchises of all time. I'm referring to Tekken 8, man. Tekken 8 is probably one of the greatest fighting games I've played in recent years, and let's dive into why. Before I actually start the game and we actually dive into what makes this game so great and so excellent, just to give a background history, guys, Tekken actually holds a very sentimental place in my heart, even a bit more than Mortal Kombat, in the sense that the very first fighting game that I ever played was actually Tekken 3 back on the original PlayStation 1. And once I played Tekken 3, you know, I was hooked onto the franchise ever since. Now, I will say that I feel like I'm better at Mortal Kombat overall, but I do think that Tekken is the franchise that probably means more to me as I started playing it more. So Mortal Kombat was the franchise that made me actually become a good fighting game player, but Tekken is the franchise that made me fall in love with fighting games. So Mortal Kombat made me better at fighting games. Tekken made me fall in love with fighting games. So now, let's dive into Tekken 8, man. First off, let's talk about the artwork. That artwork right there with Jin and Kazuya is awesome. Absolutely awesome. As you guys can see, Unreal Engine, because the game was actually developed on Unreal Engine 4. And it is one of the few modern fighting games out that is developed on Unreal Engine 4. So that's one thing that it has going for it for sure. Here we have the title screen. Here we have Kazuya, of course. Now let's press the button so that way we can have him start. I love the start menu to this game, man. It's awesome. It's actually really, really awesome. Connecting to server. So let's get into this joint, man. And so you're going to hear the starting game music. All right, now that you guys got a little taste of that music, let's actually touch on that first. One of the greatest things about this game, first of all, is I love the multiple angles that it shows Kazuya in. It shows like multiple angles when you actually go to different modes. Like as you can see, you see his face. Then here you see the upper portion of his chest when you go to story. When you go to offline, you see his arm. Then you see a whole side piece of him. Like I just love the fact that there's different angles of the character. And as far as we know, they're going to allow you, with a future update, they're going to allow you to actually change the character in the start menu. So for now, for everybody, it's Kazuya. But on your Tekken, maybe you have, I don't know, Jin Kazama. Maybe somebody else has, I don't know, Steve Fox. Maybe somebody else has Nina Williams. Maybe somebody else has, let's say, Jack 8. Or maybe somebody else has somebody like Martial Law or Paul Phoenix. So you'll be able to actually customize the character that you have in the start menu of the game, which I think is really, really awesome. So now, speaking of customization, let's go to where it shows jukebox here. So guys, basically the jukebox is literally what it sounds like. It's basically a compilation of every single sound in the Tekken franchise. And when I mean sound, I mean obviously background sound, as in background OSTs. So there's a soundtrack, basically every soundtrack, every single soundtrack from every Tekken game is in this game. You have Tekken 8, Tekken 7, Tekken Revolution, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Tekken 6, Tekken 5, Tekken 4, Tekken Tag 1, Tekken 3, Tekken 2, and the original Tekken. Yes, literally every single OST from every Tekken game that was ever made is in this game. That is insane, and that is a great service to fans. So what you guys are hearing right now is my custom playlist. So I have music from all different Tekken games. Like in my custom playlist, I have music from Tekken 6, Tekken 5, Tekken 4, Tekken 3, Tekken Tag 1, even Tekken 6. So my soundtrack is completely different from everybody else's. And that is one of the things that fighting game fans love. We love customization and we love making a game feel like it's ours. And now, since we just talked about the jukebox and how we can change the soundtracks, let's also talk about character customization. So when you change the soundtracks, guys, You can change the soundtrack, again, for literally everything. You can change it for the start menu music, what you're hearing now. You can change it for the training mode music. You can change it for the different stages of the game, even when you wait in a lobby. So we already touched on that. So now let's go into the other aspect of customization, character customization. Character customization is just as it sounds. If you're somebody from the NRS scene like me, you guys already know what character customization is. It's just as it sounds, you customizing a specific character. Now, what I will say that I love about Tekken is just the immense, massive amounts of variety to customize characters. I love it so much. Like, let me take a character like, I don't know, let's say Paul Phoenix, a character that's been in every single Tekken game, right? So let's go ahead and create a new customization, right? So I'm going to do a live demo to show you guys how you customize characters. So one of the things about Paul Phoenix, guys, is that he has been known to have a traditional straight up haircut. So occasionally he will have low hair like this, like low long hair, but his traditional hair has been straight up. So for example, if I wanted Paul to look like he did in the classic Tekken games, I could do something like this. See, he has a traditional haircut like this, where it's just standing straight up like that. You could also change it to something like this. So you can change the hair quite a lot, but I'm gonna do the traditional Paul hairstyle where it's stuck up like this. Right? So I'm gonna change his hair to be just like that. His eyes are perfectly fine as they are. Honestly, let's just make them blue just because. You know what I mean? Facial hair is honestly perfectly fine. That's how Paul looks like. But let's just see what the other ones look like, you know. So you could change different things. Facial hair, you could change eyes, you could change a whole bunch of things, guys. A whole bunch of things. But obviously the default to me looks perfectly fine, so I'm not going to change any of that. You can put face paint on them. Like, see, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do. But I don't want to actually change that. Let's go to clothes, right? One of the things about Paul is that he's known for having a headband. Well, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. In this game, he has one. You can have a longer headband too, right? So if you have the default hairstyle, you could make him have a headband with it. But in my case, again, I want him to stay the same as he is. So let's go to upper body, right? If I look at upper body for Paul, I may be able to find his classic costume. So you can see that you have, you know, tops like this. You have other types of tops like this. Insane customization, man. Look at this. Insane customization. Dress shirts. All these different type of things that you can do. It's just insane to me, the different customization, man. But let me go to entire body. Okay, there we go. So this is the classic Paul costume that you see right here. This is the costume that Paul is known to wear. So I'm glad that they included it in the game and they made sure that we all can play as him. So I'm going to make sure to customize him in that. And I'm just going to leave it there. You know what I mean? I don't really need to customize anything more about him because I just want him to look like his classic costume. So I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to go to model viewer, change pose. So I can change even the way that he posed. Like this is his fighting pose when you pick him. I can change the background. And I can make it be a variety of colors. Like if I want him to have, I don't know, a red background to match his redness. That looks nice. I can shoot the thumbnail for him. And then I can even play an animation. So I can take a screenshot at any point in time during that animation. I could do, let's say, animation 3. But I like the default stance, so I'm just going to do that. So let's go ahead and do this. Maybe let's zoom in on him a little bit, you know. Actually, let's zoom out a little bit like this, just to capture him. There we go. Yeah, let's capture his whole body. I just want to zoom in just enough to be able to get him. Okay, that's good. Let's move it here a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Now let's actually take the picture. There you go. So that is an example of how to customize characters. So I'm just going to hit save and exit. So that was a little glimpse into character customization, guys. Obviously, you could do a whole lot more. But one of the next things about this game that is amazing, in addition to the customization, is the story. The story of this game, man, is actually awesome. Now, do I think that it necessarily is the best story in like all of fighting games? Like, no, I do think that other fighting games have stories that are a bit better. But now, with that being said, I'll say that to me, the way that the story mode is presented in this game is probably the best that I've ever seen a story mode presented in any Tekken game. And I've played them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, Tekken 6, Tekken 7, Tekken Tag 2. I've played all the Tekken games, and to me, the way that the story mode was presented and how it transitions from like cutscenes into seamless gameplay, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And one of the next things I'm going to talk about is how this game looks. Graphically, Tekken 8 looks amazing. And that is no exaggeration. Like, even on YouTube, the game looks awesome. But when you see Tekken 8 in person, you realize just how godlike Unreal Engine 4 really is, man. This game runs at dynamic 4K resolution and at a rock solid 60 frames per second. I haven't noticed any frame drops while playing this game. And that right there is a testament to how optimized the actual engine is for Tekken 8. Considering the fact that you have so many characters, you have all these different customizations, all these different artifacts and elements you got to load into the game, all these different things loading up in the background and all the different stages, and the game maintains a solid, rock solid 60 frames per second while doing dynamic 4K at the same time. This game is heavily optimized, and I mean that in the best way. And one of the next great things about this game is that in addition to the story mode, you can imagine that the story mode mainly focuses on the Mishima family. Those that know Tekken, they know about the Mishima Kazama bloodline, you know, which involves characters like Kazuya Mishima, Heihachi Mishima, Jin Kazama, Jun Kazama. Like, those are the characters involved in the Mishima bloodline, right? And obviously I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil the story, but those that play Tekken, they know exactly which characters the story mode is going to be centered upon. So then this lies the question, well, what happens to the remaining members of the cast? What about their stories? Well, that's why we have these called character episodes. So for the characters that didn't really get highlighted or really just played sort of second fiddle to the main story, you have character episodes that go more in depth if you want more insight to the characters, why they enter the tournament, and what would happen. Now, I want to make one thing clear. The character episodes are not canon. They're just what-if scenarios. The actual canon and what actually happens in the story mode is what happens at the end of the actual story mode, where it says Story The Dark Awakens. The story mode in The Dark Awakens, that is the true story, okay, guys? So this is what actually happened in the game. The character episodes are just what-if scenarios, like what would happen if each of these characters were to win the tournament? What would happen if Elisa were to win? What would happen if Brian were to win? What would happen if, let's say, Feng Wei were to win? What would happen if Huarang were to win, you know? So all of these character episodes are just what-if scenarios, like what would happen if each of these characters were to, in theory, win the King of the Iron Fist Tournament 8. And I think that it's great because some of these are very, very funny, and some of them have a lot of comedic relief, and some of them are also serious too. Then here you have the Tekken Fight Lounge, and the Tekken Fight Lounge is basically a place where you can communicate with other players from around the world. So you can just fight a whole bunch of other people in there. You have Arcade Quest, which is a little miniature story mode, not like a serious story like Dark Awakens, but this Arcade Quest story mode is like you with your little character that you create, and you're just going around different arcades. So technically, you're being a player, right? So you're a player, and you're going around into different arcades all over the world. See, so here I am in a local arcade, and I can, let's say, I don't know, challenge somebody that's sitting down or something to Tekken. You know, I can see this guy here, I can talk to him, and I can choose to fight him, right?
Challenger.
So here we go. I'm in a random arcade, and now I'm just going to challenge him and fight him. You know, so it's just a little fun mode for you to earn money and different ways for you to actually improve and play Tekken. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys a little exclusive match since we're already in this.
Round 1. Fight.
Nice. Okay. Nice. That's another thing. The computers are actually pretty decent in this game too. Now let me actually go in. Okay. And the sound effects are amazing in this game too. Like, look at King, bro. Look at the actual graphics on like his muscles and stuff. Like, the graphics in this game are actually impeccable, and that's not even a joke. Let's see if we can get this. The reverse bomb. Like, what? Like, this game is honestly like what you call a complete fighting game. Characters that have their own identity, as you can see, playing as King, a pro wrestler, and you have a lot of character archetypes in Tekken. Like, you have Steve Fox, like I said, who's a pro boxer. You have all these different actual characters that use different form of martial arts, you know? And when you get into Arcade Quest, it allows you to just test your skills around different people if you want, or against the computer. You know, it's entirely up to you. Tekken Ball is a cool mode, but it's literally just as it sounds. It's literally you just being in a volleyball court and just knocking a ball around using different moves. So you're just using different moves with characters to knock a ball around. So while it is a great mode and it's a fun mode, it's not really one that I'm going to highlight. Let's also talk about, let's say, online. One of the things I love about online is that you can actually create your own tournaments, which is cool. You can also do a quick match or a player match, right? You can create sessions with other players, which is great. So let's just do this. Let's do search sessions. And this is also going to get into one of the big things that makes this game so excellent. Look at this. Area, any or close to me. Meaning, let's say that I could choose to fight against anybody in the USA. Or if I choose close to me, that means I'm only going to be looking at connections that are on the East Coast, right? Because I live on the East Coast. Language, any or same as me, right? So you can choose language. Platform restrictions. Enable cross-platform play and disable cross-platform play. Now, this right here is probably one of the biggest features about Tekken 8 that just shows how complete of a game it is. This game, guys, actually has crossplay at launch. So since day one, you were able to do crossplay on this game. And for those that don't know what crossplay is, it's playing against players across different platforms. So if, let's say, when I hit disable cross-platform play, that means that I'm disabling it, which means that I can only play against players on the same platform as me. Which would mean, since I'm on PlayStation 5, that means I can only play against other players on PlayStation 5. But if I enable cross-platform play, that means I can also play against players that are on Xbox as well as PC on computer. Yes. So it's not only just cross-platform only with Xbox, it's cross-platform with Xbox and PC as well. And that right there is what makes this game so godlike. The fact that you can actually do cross-platform play with a whole bunch of people across different platforms is amazing. Like, let's even look down this list right now. Like, this host is on PlayStation. This host is on PC. PlayStation, PC, PlayStation, right? This person is on Xbox. This person is on Xbox. This person is on PlayStation, PlayStation. This person is on Xbox. This person is on PC. You see, like, just the fact that you can actually play against all these different people across all these platforms, I give a massive respect to Bandai Namco for actually doing that, man. That right there is phenomenal. Now, we'll touch on the final aspect of the game, guys, which is online. Actually, I lied. There's actually one next aspect we got to talk about besides online. But let's go to online right now, man. Online is amazing in Tekken, and I feel like there's a lot more to lose regarding online mode. So for those that know, when you play online in Tekken, you basically start at a low rank. You start, I think, at like a first Dan, I believe. So when you start out as a first Dan, you then go through the blue ranks, and then you go through the green ranks, and then you reach a rank called Warrior. Now, why am I not telling you the name of these ranks? Because they don't matter, and I'm going to tell you why they don't matter. Warrior rank is the rank that actually matters in Tekken 8. And the reason why is because when you reach warrior rank, that is when you can get demoted. So I'll explain to you what that means. So basically with Tekken, you play ranked match. And for every single match that you win, guys, on Tekken, you earn a certain level of points. So in order to advance to the next rank, you have to then get a certain level of points, right? So basically it's like this. So let's say my rank, right? My rank is a mighty ruler. And the thing about me with my rank is I need a certain level of points to become a flame ruler, which would be the next rank that I'm going to be at. You know what I mean? So in order for you to reach that rank, you basically have to keep winning continuously. As I was saying, guys, prior to my little recording being cut, I apologize for that. What I was saying is I was referring to ranked, and I was saying that in order to get to the next rank, you have to sit and actually win a multitude of matches. You have to keep winning. The thing about Tekken is many fighting games, they reward you for winning, right? Just like Tekken does. But the thing about it, like I mentioned before, is you can also get demoted in Tekken, meaning that you get punished if you lose. So if, let's say I win 5 matches, I can get promoted to the next rank. But if I lose 5 matches, I can also get demoted back to the rank I was at. So that's the thing about Tekken, is that they make you have an incentive to win. And not only that, they also give you an incentive to keep playing, because if you just, let's say you reach a certain rank, right? Like in my case, let's use my rank, Mighty Ruler. Okay, man, I reached a Mighty Ruler. That's all I wanted to do. I'm just going to chill here. No, you can't do that. Because if you reach a certain rank, Tekken will automatically start de-ranking you if they see that you're not playing to maintain that rank. So if Tekken sees that you're not maintaining your rank, or you're not trying to strive to get better and reach a higher rank, they'll actually demote you on your own just for not playing. So it forces you to not only have to continue to play the game, but it forces you to either stay at the rank you are or get better, or if not, get demoted. So it forces you to have to actually play the game, which I think is something that's really, really awesome. Here I'm just going to go down to play data so that way you guys can see where I'm at right now. So as you can see, I'm a Mighty Ruler online, and I'm a Eliminator offline. So my highest ranked character is King, because King is my main. And online, man, I had 422 battles, right? Online, I have what? Let's see. I have 369 battles, and I have 209 wins. It just goes to show you how crazy it is. And I've been on a 12-match win streak. It's hard, man. It's really, really hard, man. Let's go with this. Performance. It shows you my performance, my stage win rate, which stage I win at the most. Character data online. See, it just shows all my character data with my character, you know? Character data offline. All the characters that I've used offline. And guys, I know that you're probably like, dang, bro, you only play King. What's funny is I actually know how to use quite the multitude of characters, but just that because I actually want to just stick to playing King for now so that way I can get used to using him in the new game. That's the only reason why I only really play him for now. But I also plan to pick up Jin Kazama as well to see what he's about. So to me, that's what makes Tekken 8 so phenomenal, is you have a great story mode, you have more insight on the characters that weren't really involved in the story mode to get more insight about them. You have other offline content like the Tekken Fight Lounge and the Arcade Quest. You have character customization to make your character look uniquely to you. You have the Tekken Ball mode. And in addition to that, you still have things like your classic versus mode, Super Ghost Battle. And all Super Ghost Battle is just you playing against other players. That's all it really is. Like, let's say you were to fight me, right? If you were to fight me, you can actually download my Ghost. So since you play me, since you're fighting against me, I use King, right? You can choose download Firedragon's Ghost, meaning that if you download my Ghost, you're going to download a version of King that fights like me, that does many of my same tendencies. So it also helps you to learn how to fight against your opponent. Then you have things like Arcade Battle, which is like a typical arcade mode, and of course, Practice. Practice mode I want to touch on because of how in-depth it is. And I'm going to actually let you guys see this, the character select screen. So there's something about the character select screen that's really, really awesome in case you guys didn't notice. Let me see who actually notices it before I say it. Okay, What's great about the character select screen is that even the character select screen is at 60 frames per second. Now, the reason why that's very important is some other fighting games, Mortal Kombat, the fighting games, the actual character select screen is at 30 frames. But Tekken, not only the fighting is at 60 frames, but the entire game is at 60 frames. The character intros, the fighting, the outros, and now even the character select screen, man. And there's such a big variety of characters like Claudio, Zafina, Paul Phoenix that uses martial arts based on judo. You know, Raven, who fights with ninjutsu. And as you can see, he kind of has like a little looking like Blade. Other characters, of course, like Law, who uses typical kung fu, sort of like reminiscent of Bruce Lee. Of course, you have Shaheen. Shaheen was introduced in Tekken 7, and he makes a return here in Tekken 8. Characters like Leroy, who was DLC in Tekken 7. Leo, who made her debut in Tekken 6. Of course, you have classic characters like Panda and Kuma, the two bears, who are bears that use bear martial arts with Mishima-style karate. Here you have Asuka Kazama. Characters like Lee Chaolon, who's a classic character. Ling Xiaoyu, who came in Tekken 3. Of course, the main protagonist, Jin Kazama, who came into Tekken 3 as well. The main antagonist, Kazuya Mishima, who's been since the first game, but he missed out on Tekken 3. Nina Williams, like everybody that you'd want to play, I'd say is here. Of course, you're missing certain characters like Anna Williams. You're missing certain characters like Armor King, but who knows? Maybe those characters will come in a later update. And we're also missing a classic character like Lei Wulong too. But who knows, guys? Let's see if those characters get introduced later down the line. But all the characters that you would expect generally, I like to say, are actually here. So now let's actually choose my character, my main, which is King, as I said previously. And now I'm going to choose him in one of my custom costumes for him, which is this costume right here. And we'll fight against Jin Kazama, and we're going to pick Jin in his Tekken 7 costume.
Jin Kazama.
Okay, then we'll choose any stage. Let's go to Union Square.
Get ready for the next battle.
Now, what I love about the training mode is how in-depth it is, man. To me, the training mode gives you all the necessary tools that you need to get good at the game. As you can see, it said that total damage was 25. So if you press a button, it tells you all the actual properties of your move. Like, look at that. It just told me that when I did that move, that this attack started up in 17 frames and that I'm plus 17 on hit. Think about that. And it shows you it even shows you the distance from my opponent. Like, look at how crazy that is. This move does 121 damage, and if this hits, I'm plus 56 on hit. So it actually shows you the frame advantage and the actual damage of each individual attack in the game. That's crazy, and it shows you all the startup frames. So just for me to do that, that was a 12 frame startup. Think about that. It's insane. Like, it shows you everything. And the next great thing is you could also demo moves too. So you could do something like this, like combo challenges and punishment training. So let's say I'm playing as King and I want to do some punishment training. This shows you different ways to punish that different moves that he has to punish other characters. And that's what I love, that's so sick about that. See? So you can actually do punishment training. See, so you can see what moves are good punishers. Like, it allows you to actually show like how to punish characters. And that right there is something that's awesome. You know what I mean? And you can go to hard mode where they don't actually give you the tips and stuff like that. They have combo challenges. Look at this. Different combo challenges you can do. Like, let's say I want to do this one right here. Okay, so. Oh, my bad. So this one is like. See, so you can actually do combo challenges if you want to learn like different things with your character. Like for example, let's do this one right here. Okay, so they want me to do this. And they want me to do, let's see. Okay, so that's this into this, and then do a running floater. Up. Let me see. There we go. See, so the game is actually very in-depth and very advanced. You get to see different things that you can do with your character, and it allows you to learn how to actually use the character too. Let's do this combo challenge, right? So let's see what they want me to do. Okay. Okay. All right, so this is actually not bad. Like this actually is not bad at all. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. See, like this game to me is awesome. Like I never did any of these combo challenges, guys, but the actual game like is so in depth, and it gives you all these resources to get better. Like even sample combos. They give you sample combos that you can try. Like it's just insane. It even tells you how much damage each combo should do. 61%, 56%, 69% damage. Like they give you all these sample combos. Sample combo 9. You see what I mean? Like they actually will show you all these different things that you can do. And you can actually play the demo of what this sample combo is supposed to look like. Check this out. Look at that, 70 damage. All right, let me see, guys. I've never done this before. Should I try this live? Let's see. I've never done it before. Let's see. I've never done it before, guys. Think about this. Guys, I've never done this before. I've never done this before, guys. $70 damage. Never done this before, guys. And I swear to you, I've never done it before. Look at that. I literally just learned a 70% damage combo, and I've never done that before a day in my life. Like, that just shows you how easy it is to learn in the game. So I understand that players may be intimidated, but if you actually sit in practice mode, you can actually see the amount of damage that you can do. And I never even knew that King had that sample combo. I'm just literally going in here and just trying different things. So that right there, guys, I think is the end of it. And I think it covers every single thing that I wanted to cover regarding Tekken 8. And I hope you guys got a glimpse as to why I view this to be a complete fighting game. Everything is phenomenal. Like I said, story is phenomenal. Offline modes are phenomenal. Online mode is phenomenal. Customization, and even the practice mode too. Like everything that you could want in a fighting game is here in Tekken 8. And I think that that's a big testament as to why so many people are playing it now. So many people from different communities, from the Smash community, from the NRS community, people that play Street Fighter, people that play Guilty Gear, you know what I mean? People from all these different communities are actually trying out Tekken 8 because the game is awesome, and it's a game that is truly developed for the fighting game player and the fighting game fan. So if you're somebody that loves fighting games and you love a good fighting game that rewards you for getting better at it, and you like to see yourself grow and improve as a player, Tekken 8, my friends, is the game for you. All right, guys, that's the end of this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, all right? And shout out to Namco Bandai for creating an amazing, phenomenal fighting game. And in my humble opinion, and yes, I'll say it at the end of this review, the best fighting game currently on 9th generation consoles, meaning the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Yes, the best modern fighting game that you can play right now, in my opinion, is what you're looking at before you, ladies and gentlemen. Tekken 8. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, all right? Firedragon CK out. Peace.